back to the saddle of pulling the reins, riding the trails and the wide open plains, out where the skies kiss the mountains, out where old pals never change. And when I get home, never more will I rosebud. I want to go back on the range. I'm going home.
Hey, Tex, don't be a chump.
What do you mean, chump?
You'll be a chump if you go back to Texas and play nursemaid to a couple of cows. Listen, kid, you're a sensation. What do you want to go back there for? There's plenty of dough to be made here in professional football.
Well, Butch, I'm homesick. And when a man is homesick for Texas, he's got something to be homesick about.
Even so, I still think you're crazy.
Maybe so, but you might be wrong. Boy, I felt halfway home when I dug these old clothes out of the trunk. Hey, you mugs, come here. All of you. Say, when the season is all over, how about you all coming down and paying me a visit?
That's a good idea. We only got 2 more games. We'll go down, Tex.
Okay, pal.
Hey, Tex. Can I see you a minute?
Certainly, Spud.
What is it? Well, Tex, I've had an idea for a long time.
Why, Spud? I've never suspected you had an idea.
Oh, Nick's kidding. I'm serious. I got a yen to be a cowboy.
You what?
Well, why not? You think you're the only guy can be crazy about the open range and all that junk? Say, listen, I've been watching them guys in the movies, and I know I could do that stuff.
Well, what am I supposed to do about it?
Well, I was thinking I could trail along with you, and you know the ropes. You could show me the way to get around, you know.
Spud, boy, I don't think you know what you're asking for. You'd better stick it out here.
What, Tex?
What's your idea? What's up?
Spud wants to be a cowpuncher.
How do you like that, Max?
You know, he's gone to night school at the movies. He's learned all about being a cowboy. And now he wants to ride him high, wide, and handsome with a loud whoopee! Yeah!
Get that! Let's get him! Oh, I get the black. Oh, hey! All right, put him in. Put him in. How do you like that, cowboy? How do you like that?
Well, how are you making out?
I've got blisters where I've never had blisters before.
Keep your chin up.
It ain't my chin that's bothering me. That horse trader sold me a rock crusher instead of a cayuse.
Say, listen to that. This ain't the 4th of July, and the folks down here don't burn powder just for fun. Come on, let's take a look. Why, hello, Len. Looks like I got here in just about the right time.
Yeah. Reckon I owe you a debt of gratitude whether I like it or not.
Why, Len, what quarrel have you got with me?
I got a quarrel with anyone by the name of Fletcher.
You've either said too much or not enough. Go on.
Tex, this used to be a peaceful, law-abiding country.
And my father made it that way.
I ain't saying it so. But a while back, we began to be overrun by all the gun-toting riffraff along the border. They kept crowding in the air like a swarm of grasshoppers, and we looked to Tom Fletcher to clean things up.
Naturally.
Well, we asked your father to come to a meeting to organize the ranchers to wipe out that nest of rattlesnakes. But he never showed up.
Why not?
You can't ask a man who's disappeared.
Disappeared? What do you mean?
Well, that ain't hard to figure out. Either he was afraid or
what?
Or in cahoots with that gang.
How could you think that?
You won't find anyone around here who thinks different.
They will before I'm through. If my dad disappeared, it wasn't of his own free will.
Doggone it. You know, that looked easy when I seen it done in the movies. Hey, what was all the shooting about?
Well, the fight's all over, Spud.
All over? So quick?
When we throw lead down here, we mean business. Lem, if you want to lift to your ranch, climb on with Spud.
Thanks.
Gee, I never thought it would be like this when I got home.
It's a nasty slap in the face, Tex. I'm sorry.
I know you are, Spud. Come on, I'll show you where you'll flop.
Flop nothing. I'll just ease down. I've heard of razorback hogs, but I've never heard of razorback horses.
Someone was mighty anxious to find something that he thought was in this room.
Yeah, and if I only had brains instead of sawdust in my noggin, we might have grabbed him.
I'll stop kicking yourself around, Spud.
Hey, Tex, you got blood on your hand.
Say, I must have hit one of them.
I'll say you did.
Whoever was searching this house could give me the answer to my father's disappearance.
Sheriff now, boys. You all better walk the chalk line. We're going to have law and order around here. Now that Sheriff Fletcher's hightailed it with all that he could get.
Oh, that Fletcher was a guy.
Come on, let's have a drink. Shut him up, Steve.
Sheriff Fletcher wasn't running any bluff. He had enough evidence on smuggling to call in the government for help.
I searched all over the place. I couldn't find a thing. Then a couple of ranchers butted in on me and I had to...
I went a-walking one morning for pleasure. I spied a young cowboy alope in the lawn. His hat was thrown back, his fur was jingling. As he come near me, he was singing a song. Whoop-hi-yi-yo, get along, little doggy. Your misfortune and none of my own. Get along, little doggy. You know that Wyoming will be your new home. All that they eat is the mesquite and soy. Now they're a-trailing to Idaho. Whoopie-hi-yi-yo, get along, little doggy. You know that Wyoming will be your new home.
Stranger around here, ain't you?
Yeah, is there a law against a fellow being a stranger?
Now, don't be so smart alecky. It's my business to check up on strangers. Why are you here?
Well, a feller's got to be someplace, and this happens to be the place. Some other time, some other place.
That tells a story. Just a drifter.
That's right.
What's the idea of trying to steal my show?
You didn't mind, did you?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Say, who is that fellow?
Oh, just a drifter. Chances are he'll be gone tomorrow.
Let's see, right. Brought in another bunch of stuff from across the line.
Hey, Jim, I ain't supposed to know about what's going on. Oh, shut up. Who's going to ask you if you know anything or not? Have any trouble?
Well, it's not my idea of having a good time. A trip across the desert is murder. How about a drink? Hey, buddy, what happened to your eye? Run into a door?
Who wants to know?
Don. Let's get away from here.
Now, don't start that again.
But, Don, I'm afraid of this place, and I don't want you mixed up in this crowd. You're the only brother I have, and I've got to look after you.
Get that idea out of your head. I'm not a baby, and no one has to look after me.
Cut out the double talk and let me in on it now. What happened?
Well, I stopped at the cantina and ran into a man with a patch over his eye.
That must be the guy you socked.
Spud, we've got to be smart. And the best way to outsmart the other fellows is to make them think that you're not smart.
Oh, that last part will be a cinch for me.
You drift into town tomorrow. Don't act as if you know me, no matter what happens. It's brains against beef until we can spring the fireworks in the last quarter. There's a pair of these guns exactly alike. My father gave me one, he carried the other. And this one has a message for the man who was responsible for whatever happened to him.
Howdy, partners.
What are you waiting for, sucker?
Hey, boys, get a load of that.
Howdy, partners. You mind if I join you?
No, not at all, not at all. Sit right here. Just a minute till we dust this off. We don't want to get those clothes all dusty.
There's plenty more where they come from. And I got the note of iron, too.
Hey, you. Where's your license?
What license?
License to run a medicine show.
I ain't got no medicine. I ain't got no medicine show, and I'm spilling nothing to no lawman.
Mm-hmm. I'll bet you were a hard-riding hombre back in New Jersey. Where's Jim Davis?
Over in his office.
Look, you. We got a nice, quiet town here. Don't go leading these boys astray.
Wisecracker, huh? I'll show that mug a few tricks that ain't even in the book.
I bet you will.
You tell him I will.
You talk as if you're pretty well healed. Want to play a little card?
Sure, I'll give you lumbies a whirl.
All right, get him up.
Why can't I pull out if I want to?
Because I need you on the other side of the border. And don't you dare try to double-cross me unless you want to hang for murder.
I didn't kill Sheriff Fletcher. I know I was drunk, but I wouldn't do it.
Follow Joe. Come on in. Don's been trying to tell me he didn't pump any lead into Sheriff Fletcher.
Well, of course he did. Me and you both saw him.
And you rode across the border dressed in his clothes. But don't you worry. I never caused a friend of mine any trouble. What did you want?
Well, Jim, I wish you'd hold the boys down a bit. Say, they're running hog wild rustling on this side of the line.
Well, what if they are?
Well, it puts me in a bad light.
Say, don't tell me you take that job serious. You know, I pinned that badge on you so that no one could squawk that the law wasn't being duly represented in this county. Now, we're all in a swell spot and we'll all clean up big. I want you to have the boys go out and ride those ranches hard. Drive them out. Keep them so busy worrying about their own hides that they won't have a chance to worry about our business. Tom Fletcher was the only man who could have organized the opposition against us, and he's been patted in the face with a shovel.
Suppose the Rangers come in.
They won't send them unless you ask for them. That's why you're sheriff. Now, there's a lot of stuff waiting for us on the other side of the border, and here's the money to pay for it. Get going.
I don't want to be at any other games.
This suits me fine. Go ahead and deal. Hey, come on, shuffle them.
I'm going across the line. You two fellas saddle up some horses and meet me out the corral.
Well, I'm glad you're going instead of me. I don't care about flying my hide across that desert.
Hey, what do you keep Don Harper hanging around for? Someday he's going to kick over the traces and get us all in a jam.
Because I need his connections on the other side of the line. And he'll be a good boy as long as he believes he killed Sheriff Fletcher.
I still think it's a mistake to take a chance on him. You sure you ain't holding on to him on account of his sister?
Why, you... Someday you're going to talk yourself into a lot of trouble.
I'm all out of breath from trying to catch up with you. Where are you going?
I've got a little business trip to make.
I'm going with you.
No, you're not.
Why can't I ever go with you on any of these mysterious business trips? And why don't you ever tell me anything about them?
There's no reason for you to get so upset. Forget it. I'll be back in a couple of days.
Oh, it's you.
Sure, why not?
Well, I didn't think that you'd be, that is, I thought of you only as a singer, not a horseman.
Though some singers should be horsemen only.
Have you anything very important to do?
No, not right now.
I'm kind of afraid of this horse. Would you ride back to town with me?
Well, I'd be glad to.
It was awfully nice of you to rescue me, and
Listen, Romeo, you're kind of stepping out of your class. Now, you better watch yourself, or you might get your ears slapped down. Come on, Gene.
Hey, I was looking for you.
Well, I thought you were sliding for second base.
Oh, Nick's kidding. I got important news.
Well, what is it?
I heard they're going to raid the Baker Ranch right away.
Are you sure?
That's the way I dope their signals.
Okay, we run interference with Baker.
Baker, keep 300 head of cattle in the corral back of the house. Surround the place and don't spare the lead.
Right. That'll be a cinch.
I guess that'll take care of him for a while, boys. Come on, let's head back. Well, boys, those hombres aren't so tough. All they needed was a little opposition.
You know, son, this is just like old times when your dad was around. Why, he...
Yes, I guess that's right. But this is only the start of what I'm going to do. I'll break up their teamwork by making them suspect each other.
Say, do you always get off a horse that way?
No, only when I dismount. Is the war over?
All over, Spud.
Oh, doggone it. Looks like I never will get in one of these fights.
Now, you just be patient. Maybe one will come your way someday. Well, I guess I better be going. I want to get to town before that gang gets there. I'll get in touch with you later.
All right, son.
Well, did you get those cattle headed for the border?
No, we walked into a hornet's nest. And some of the boys won't be back.
What does this mean? You had a perfect setup. What went wrong this time?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. They sure had a reception committee waiting for us.
The Baker had his cattle all rounded up. He might have expected a raid and called in a few neighbors.
A few neighbors? It was a convention.
But we got to put a stop to it. We can't let that crowd get organized. We've got to find out who's pulling them together or we're licked.
Rock me in the cradle of the Rockies. Let me sing along.
Hi, gents.
Some lullaby. Rock me in the cradle of the
Give me a slug of what I need. And a bottle of liniment.
Let me sing along. Let me sing a song where the horses jog along under the western sky.
Jim, I think we're foolish to stick around here any longer. I'm getting out. You're going to stay right where you are. I'm not licked yet. I'll bust up that opposition. Yeah, but suppose you don't. They've been outsmarting you lately. They seem to know what you're going to do before you do. Well, I can't keep that up all the time. Whoever's leading those ranches will overreach himself. Then we'll have a nice, quiet funeral.
Excuse me, ma'am. You seem to be in some kind of trouble. Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, no, really, there isn't anything you can do.
This fellow bothering you?
Oh, no, not at all. I want you to meet Mr.
Jones, Johnny Jones.
Mr. Jones. This is my brother, Don Hopper.
Your brother?
Yes, and I don't know why, but I'm very fond of him. You'll have to excuse me now.
Well, it's been awfully nice to meet you.
They're waiting for you at Baker's.
I'll be there in a little while. I've got to talk to someone.
There's a cabin in the valley of my dreams, and there's love lights shining round the cabin door. There's a stream beside the cabin in the valley of my dreams, and there's welcome on the mat that's on the floor. At night the whippoorwill is softly singing,
and that's where I want to be forevermore. There's a cabin in the valley of my dreams, and there's love light shining round the cabin door.
Don't come up here. Please go away. You mustn't try to see me.
There's nothing to be afraid of. I'll only be a minute. I can't explain now, but I want you to get your brother out of town tomorrow and keep him with you.
What's wrong?
Now, don't worry. Just leave everything to me. Would you mind returning that, please?
Oh, surely.
Now, we've seen this boy in action, and I think we owe him an apology for the things we've been thinking and, yes, and saying about his death.
You're right, Lem.
He's done a mighty good job in helping us, and I'm backing any move he wants to make.
Well, I'm working to break up that gang in order to find out what happened to Tom Fletcher, and we've got them worried right now. It's up to us to carry the fight to them.
You tell us what you want, and we'll ride according to orders.
Well, our first move, boys, is to force that sheriff to turn his badge over to us. We need the law on our side to do the job right.
Yes, sir, that's true.
I want you to get all your men together tomorrow and pay him a surprise visit. He'll fold up when it comes to a showdown. He's scared right now.
Where'll we meet you?
I won't be in on that play, Lem. I could be of more help to you by staying under cover.
I think you're right.
Come in.
Oh, Gene. You know, you've been acting kind of funny lately. Anything been wrong?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm just tired.
You know you're foolish to go on working like this. Don't you think it's about time you gave me the answer I want? I've been pretty patient.
No, I can't marry you. You see, I don't like it here.
Oh, we don't have to live here. Well, we can live anywhere you say.
I'm sorry. Please let's not talk about it anymore.
Well, if you could see things my way, you'd be doing your brother a big favor.
In what way?
Why don't you ask him?
Hey, look. Jackpot. Hey, Gus, the machine's out of order. It's paying off.
Where's Jim Davis?
He's calling on your sister.
Jim, you know that fellow that's been hanging around here plinking on his guitar?
Well?
His name is Fletcher. He's the answer to all our trouble.
How do you know?
I trailed him tonight. I've got a lot to tell you.
Go in my office. Bart, come along. Well, let's have it.
They had a meeting tonight at the Baker Ranch. They've cooked up a big surprise for us.
Well, he shouldn't be hard to stop. Bart, pay him a little visit.
Right.
Don, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Yes, there is. You're as nervous as a cat. Don, be fair to me. Whatever the trouble is, we're in it together. You've got to tell me what it is. Why are you afraid of Jim Davis?
He knows that I killed Sheriff Fletcher.
Don.
I was drunk. Honest, Gene, I don't remember a thing about it. I know that I went with him to see him and there was a fight and... Well, they say that I shot him.
Oh, Don, I can't believe that you'd do that.
I don't know what to believe. I had this when I woke up next morning. That's Sheriff Fletcher's gun. I don't know why I don't get rid of it, but I can't. The thing has a hold on me. Jim Davis knows this, and so does the sheriff. And now to protect myself, I've sent another man to his death.
Much trouble?
Plenty. He surprised us and killed Duke. Say, that fella's dynamite with a gun.
Yeah? I'll show you how to handle dynamite. Give me the sheriff's office. Hello, Joe? Jim. Say, I want you to go over to Sheriff Fletcher's house.
Just a minute, Fletcher. I'm arresting you for murder.
You're wrong, Sheriff. I shot in self-defense.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Get going. All set, Chief. Got our little songbird all cooped up.
Good. You better go over. Keep your eye on him. I'll come over later.
Right.
Most of them hit leather. That'd give them a surprise.
Do you think you can get away with this?
Why not? So you thought you could come in here and outsmart me?
The way things have been going, it looks like someone outsmarted you.
It's to finish accounts. And don't expect your friends today. They'll be delayed. When the boys get through taking care of them, we're going to give you a trial and hang you. Well, of course, everything's going to be done strictly according to law. You'll be the second Fletcher I've sent to the Happy Hunting Ground.
So you're the man I want.
Yeah, I thought you'd like to know that before you checked out. It'll make your going just a little bit tougher.
Hey, you shouldn't have said that.
Why, he's never going to get a chance to tell what I said. What do you want?
Well, I figured that fella you got in jail there might like his music box. Must get kind of lonesome in there all alone.
All right, let him have it.
Yeah, and tell him I'd sure like to hear him sing a piece sometime. Well, I guess I'll be going now.
I'm going over to the cantina. Keep your eye on that bird.
You can while away the time with us if you like. If you're gonna sing, I'll leave that door open. I like to hear good music.
All right, Sheriff, I'll do the best I can.
And it better be good.
One night I stepped into a town in Texas, and it had in mind of doing wrong. I looked around and saw the county sheriff, and he drew his gun and said, "Now come along." He said I was a horse thief and a bandit that rustled dogies from the old barracks. He took me into court to get my sentence, and the verdict was that they would stretch my neck. They won't stretch my neck if I know it. Won't be long now before I'll be free. I've been hanging around many places, but you'll never find me hanging from a tree. Sent a letter to my gal in old Wyoming. Said, "Honey, won't you help me make a braid?" She made a cake and in it put a hatchet, but forgot the dynamite to break the cake. I sent money for a gun across the border to a gal that used to be my boy, but the only thing that gun was, for she thought that I was just a little boy. They won't stretch my neck if I know it. There'll be no necktie party, you see. For I ain't gonna hang in this prison, and there'll never be a lily pinned on me.
You better not come with me.
Yeah, but I got something to tell you.
Tell me later.
I know, but it's important. Come on.
Fletcher's escaped. Escaped? Yeah. Well, what are you waiting for? Get the boys and get out after him. I can't. There's nobody left in town.
escaped.
Fletcher,
The man you know as Jolly Jones.
I'm glad.
Glad. If they don't get him, he'll kill me. He said so. It's his life or mine.
Davis is the man I want, not you.
Davis.
Yeah. He killed my father and bragged about it.
All this time they made me think that I did it.
Down here. Some of you stay out here and watch for him. The rest of you come with me.
Dad's gun. I'll make good use of this.
Fletcher's in this building someplace. He must be upstairs.
Don, where are you going?
Get back. I know who killed Sheriff Fletcher, and I'll show you.
Take him into the other room.
What's it all about?
You got the toughest game on your hands you ever played. Texas in trouble. Head for town.
Come on, Dan. Come on, Dan. Come on.
You watch the door. You boys come with me. Listen, men. Get out around the house.
All right, men. Power play. see Tex.
There's love light shining round the cabin door. There's a stream beside the cabin in the valley of my dreams, and there's welcome on the mat on the floor. At night the whippoorwill is softly singing, and that's where I want to be forevermore. In the valley of my dreams, and there's shining round door.